Greetings everyone, this is Mike Wright, the Astro Sherpa, dropping in with the spatial report. Here we go. Man, the earth took a hit, but its heart is huge and it is pumping again. Guess what was at the bottom of Pandora's box? So we'll get to that in a few, but if you understand who Pandora was, she was gifted a box by all these celestial beings with all these terrible things. Woe, agony, gluttony, fear, destruction, disease. Whoa. All these things came out when she opened this box after being instructed not to. Yet, deep down in the bottom of that box was something very special. Yep, it was called hope. So this is what we're promised with a regeneration, a renewal. When we let go of the old, we burst up through the darkness, back into the light. So that's the promise of the springtime. We literally come back from the dead. So you have to get your heart pumping again. Guess what? The program has been in overdrive. Last year it was promoting our leaders as these stumbling, sick, old, diseased, falling apart, not able to withstand the trials. So they let them go without scot-free. Now our leaders are propped up for war. War. So this is the fear-mongering, the chess pieces being played to see who takes the bait. Are you gonna look in the bottom of the box and find what is real? What keeps your heart beating? It's called hope. So we get hope by understanding we do have choices. Choices to break out of the patterns created by others. Break out of the hell created by our mothers. Yeah, guess what? Our mothers nurture us and they're always looking out for us because they foresee the ultimate ending and they want to delay it. They want you to be beautiful and nurtured. Yet we're all here to grow into the light of understanding that this form is only matter. Just simple elements combined together and then imbued with power. And you're being drained, programmed. Wake up. Guess what? The ancients had to do all this on paper. This is a huge spear on a spear. So look at this. We've been granted this information, power of understanding. Saturn and Neptune coming together is the end of the old stories, the old media constructs. You're literally seeing the media prop up these false illusions constantly now. They've utilized technology to their advantage while the laws that protected us, the amendments that protected us, the people who are free of kings, free of monarchies. So that's why we came west to explore the frontier. So this space right now is the new frontier. This is what's being challenged right here, the moon. So you're seeing and going to hear a lot more about this journey to the moon, as a base or kickoff to go to Mars. They're showing things and visuals in Mars that obviously had old life and structures. So we're getting more and more information, but the media is hiding these crazy fake stories of war and destruction to steal your money, your treasury, and your children. Guess what the story of Saturn is? He devoured his children, literally ate them. So right now, our children are being devoured by this transplanet movements. Okay? So trans means outside of personal. So if you see this big little band of rocks, which was probably a planet blown to pieces or put in place to protect this little inner sphere here, Mars, Venus, Mercury, Earth, Sun. So this is the personal planets. So you're looking at this Earth plane here. It's on a sphere, but plane is what people, when we look at a triangle right here on a flat plane, then we can do the degrees. It adds up to 180. If you did all your math stuff. But if you put a triangle on a sphere, go here and look at the Earth. So suddenly those triangles, they actually have less angle measurement than 180. So now you know you're on a sphere. So they saw this in parabolas, these concave or convex arches. So this is all circular motion. So when they said eternal motions, these planets are in these loops. And the solar light reflects these loops off of our little moon here right into the Earth plane. So they call that sublunar, beneath the moon. So we see this relationship between the sun, the moon, in its phases as it goes around the Earth. So you can see it revolving. So we see these quarter lights, half moons, full moons. So what we saw recently with the eclipse, take this back a little bit. So the moon was lined up right there, and back up a hair more. Right. So right there. So the moon, which has the exact diameter, because the distance of the sun to the Earth and the diameter of the moon, it exactly covers the sun, leaving this little tiny corona effect. And this is what just freaked out or destroyed people's understanding, and brought on all this superstition. They couldn't comprehend why, and then cultures literally killed people, sacrificed actual humans, animals, burn them up. So now we have this greater understanding, this higher dimensional view, higher dimensional understanding. This is our time space, our universe. So all these planets spinning in circles and motions create a harmony of music some ancients envisioned and wrote down. Literally gave them all notes. Like Jupiter and Saturn were these bass notes that kept the storyline. Boom, boom. And Jupiter's like, all right, no, I want boom, boom. Let's expand it. And then Mars is like that. Let's go. Venus is the harmonizer. So this was all in the imagination brought into form. That's Saturn's job. Saturn rules the intellectual mind. And when you can explore the intellect, it's a garden. One that gives ultimate abundance. But it's when we pick out and open up the Pandora's box, or we take the apple off the tree of good and evil, and we go ahead and take a big old crunch, which we've done since 2008. You hold them in your hands every day. That's Saturn swallowing your children. If your children have an apple now, that's what's literally going to keep them tied to a restricted form versus expanding their mind power outwards and inwards. So we're getting ready to see this massive Jupiter-Uranus conjunction. And on our chart, we show it in Taurus, right here, 21 degrees. So in the sidereal, that's up here, we're a little bit different. So that's what we're going to be seeing. That conjunction had already happened from the sun's point of view quite a while ago. So we have to back that up. It'd be probably, oops, sorry, now this thing's right about there. Yeah, right around the spring equinox, Jupiter and Uranus had already met up from the sun's point of view. So this big light we all get, this is the unity point of all these points of view. So we all receive this light at the exact same time. It's how you interpret it from your past experiences, your present choices, your future hopes and wishes. So now is the time to wake up from your fears of your biological self and understand that you've been programmed so hard to take their medicines, their treatments. When I say their, I mean these giant corporate structures that aren't people anymore. Where are the markets? Literally people exchanging goods. That's what freedom is. So this is all being swallowed up. That's Saturn's job. Once again, swallowing his children. So Saturn's going to swallow up the media's tails and complete the circuit, the Ouroboros. So some people will see that as the end of time itself. And it will be, as far as the understanding from a left brain linear, time just goes in one forward motion. No, that's just the old perspective your mind had to break through to cross the left brain, right brain barrier. So our right brain is the imagination function. This is what Uranus brings in, these higher electrical ideals, IDs, ideons, ghosts, thought forms. And then Chiron, the wounded healer, this is this comet that comes into our awareness that delivers this wounded healer archetype, which is when we're doing work and service to others, we get wounded. And all we want to do is have peace, but it's the festering wound where the light comes in the wound. So you have to be wounded to project that light onto others to heal them. So you keep the wound yourself. So that is a lot of pain to bear. So we have to release this Chiron understanding of identity, of genders, confusing transgenders. So your form is your form. How you feel is how you feel. How you look is how you look. That's your projection. So if you're projecting onto dark things, you're only going to get a dark reflection back. If you're only reflecting light things, you're not going to understand what's behind you in relationship to being on Earth. shadows. We have to understand the dark nature. That's where things grow from. The seeds fall into the dark, dense earth.